Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Eternal Flames. My name is Blaze. So, if you've noticed, we got ourselves a very interesting little setup here, and I've been looking at some of the older tutorials, especially for, say, like TerraFirmaCraft. For those of you who have played Minecraft, but not TerraFirmaCraft, you have no idea the changes that are in store for you. Not only that, but TerraFirmaCraft has got some pretty large changes as of recently, which will affect our new series and our new Let's Play. To better allow you guys to either A, follow along, or B, maybe jump in and survive and thrive on your own, here are a set of tutorials that I feel that you guys may enjoy to help you get along in the world. Keep in mind that these tutorials are for beginners or people who just haven't done that specific thing before. If you don't like this particular tutorial, feel free to skip ahead or maybe go back a couple steps. This particular message will be in front of all the tutorials, and we heavily encourage you guys to watch them if you want the help. If you feel you want to learn on your own, by all means go try to, or maybe you just don't want to listen to me. In that case, go take a look at the wiki, which we have down in the description below. Hope you guys all enjoy, and I guess we'll see you soon. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Eternal Flames. This is Blaze. It's a pleasure seeing you all again. Okay, so last we left off, we actually did a bit of pottery, and I showed you how to work some of the stuff and get your first set of pots and whatnot. Today we're actually going to be showing you how to make a fire pit as well as charcoal. Now if you notice, I've already gathered quite a few logs here, and essentially what you want to do is using the shift click technique I showed you once before. Hold shift, right click, and place some logs. Now be sure that you place them in a log pile and not as an actual log. Last thing you want to do is do this and be SOL. Thankfully we actually have an axe, so I can get this back. Excuse me for just a second while I gather it, and boom. Okay. Now if you want, you can also shift right click, stop, just right click, and you can enter it like a normal inventory. This is very helpful when dealing with this kind of stuff. And also keep in mind, these don't have to be full, but I prefer to make lots of charcoal at a time. Now, next thing we want to do is we actually want to cover this with dirt. There we go. And voila. Now you want to leave one space open just in case. The next thing we actually need is a torch. Now, I actually already have some torches prepared that I did from a time prior, but let's just say for instance I didn't have any, because you guys haven't learned how to make these yet. So, for that particular fancy, we're actually just going to take these torches and throw them in the water. No need for them right now. Okay, next we're going to need 4 sticks to 6. I generally like to start with 4 and see if I can kind of use as little as possible, but maybe you actually want to go with the full 6 and see what you can do. Next, using a fire starter, right click, and we got nowhere. Oh, shame. Okay, well, let's try again. You can use more than 6, but keep in mind that they all will be consumed when you do this. Also keep in mind that if you have paper, this actually gets a little bit easier. Okay, let's see, we want only 6. Toss it up there, fire starter, click, and boom. Okay, so now we've actually got a little fire pit. If you drop some logs in here, it'll also last a little bit longer. Depending on the logs you use, the fire pit will burn longer and hotter, but in this case we're using regular old oak, and sadly it doesn't exactly hold too well. If you notice, it also just consumed one of the logs to keep burning, and the oak burned a little bit hotter, but not by much. Okay, now let's take some sticks, and we'll drop them in here. And boom, torches. Other uses for this fire pit is to, well, basically do simple cooking. So if we go ahead and we drop some of this mutton in here, give it a couple moments, it's going to go through different temperatures, and eventually it'll start to cook. Here in TerraFirmaCraft, we also have the luxury of different kinds of cooking. So you're actually going to see it go to rare, medium rare, medium, medium well, and then well done. If you leave it in after that, however, the food will burn up and disappear. So keep in mind to pull it before then. Let's see, rare. And medium rare. I think I'll take my medium rare. Don't know about the rest of you guys. Now, if we pull these logs, the fire pit will eventually die, and we'll have to restart it by putting a new log in and, clicking it with the fire starter again. In the meantime, we've came and done what we need to do. So, let's head back out of here to where we are going to do our charcoal. And using a torch, let's just drop one in. All you need to do is give this a couple moments to disappear. Once it disappears, the fire or the charcoal pit will start. There we go. Quickly cover it with a piece of dirt or something, preferably something not flammable. And if you notice, the fire pit is still going. The particles are raising, which means that this fire pit is completely active. Now, it's going to take a little bit of time for this to actually click in, so let's go ahead and fast forward time a bit, though you're going to have to give me a second so that I can make sure I got my provisions. These fast forwards through time are as if I was standing still and time just kind of fluttered by while I just digged around. I'll also retrieve my torches. There we go. Okay. So, shall we fast forward time, ladies and gentlemen? / time set day. And it is a brand new day. Let's go ahead and get some food in us. And awesome. Now we'll get some water. And it's pretty much almost been 24 hours in game. Now this means that we've had quite the cycle and this thing's still going. So let's just set this time to night. And don't worry about the rain. The rain will not affect your charcoal pit. However, if we had our fire pit outside on the dirt, it might affect that. So do be careful. And night. Oh geez, I really took a hit on that one. Oh wow, this fire pit is still going. And there it goes. It finally stopped. So now, using a shovel, what we're going to do is we're going to dig this up a bit. And if you notice, all of our logs have now turned to, well, charcoal. Which is exactly what we need. Now, you're just going to want to dig this up with a shovel and, well, I could end it there, but I want to make a quick precaution to make sure that you guys understand something. You cannot dig up charcoal with just your hand. So let's go and put some charcoal down, and yes, you can place it. It's kind of like snow, which is really interesting. So if I try to punch it, we get nothing. It just stays there. Also keep in mind that it's approximately 8 pieces of charcoal to make one block. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We now have a block high of charcoal. So that's actually a thing, and keep that knowledge in mind because we will actually be using that later on in the tutorials. For the time being, I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you really like this tutorial, feel free to go ahead and hit that like button and tell us why. If you didn't like the tutorial, well, hit the dislike button. We actually find this kind of important because we want to learn from you guys. Tell us what we did wrong, or maybe get some suggestions for next time. We really appreciate it. Aside from that, well, if you want to see more of these, feel free to subscribe, or maybe at least check out our playlist. This is a great way for you guys to get just as much information as we like to give, and who knows, maybe you'll actually enjoy some of our Let's Plays as well. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and take off from there. You guys stay safe, stay well, and just remember, you need log piles, a torch, you need to create a fire pit, and you need something to cover it that's preferably not flammable. Unless you're just looking to cause a lot of fire, in which case, well, have fun. Anyways, take care, stay safe, stay well, and later everybody. It's cold out here.